I was skeptical when I first loaded up Final Fantasy VII Rebirth on the PS5 Pro. I wasn't sure if it was really going to make that much of a difference, and clearly it didn't warm me off that much because I still bought the console. But I was certainly surprised to see just how much of a difference that this console makes to that game. It's transformative. When I played through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth the first time, I may have taken issue with some of its story directions, but the game itself is still fantastic. And it's not an ugly game by any means, but playing on the performance mode, it does have kind of like a Vaseline filter over the entire game that I didn't really pay that much attention to until after I'd started playing on the Pro. And let's be honest, that game had a graphics setting on the base PS5, but with a game that looks like that, I'm not playing that at 30 FPS. I first noticed how stark a difference there was between the base PS5 and the PS5 Pro by loading into Gold Saucer and just playing around with the settings between graphics mode and performance mode from the original PS5 to the new versatility mode that's the best of both worlds on the PS5 Pro. Somewhere that has loads of stuff going on so that I can see the details more clearly. While it's all well and good to play with graphic settings and just look around a bit at crowded areas, that's not really how you play a game, let's be real. Well, it's not how I play a game anyway. I noticed the real difference in the performance of the PS5 Pro version of this game when going into combat. I'm still trying to get the Platinum Trophy for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because I hadn't played it for quite a while, and to come back to it after a 5-6 month long break really showed this up. I don't know if you agree with me on this, but while FF7 Rebirth and Remake actually are stunning games, there's so much going on in there, particle effects, shines, swords, everything, there's sometimes a bit of a cluttered mess when going into combat, and sometimes it can be kind of hard to see what's going on, which is important with multiple enemies when you're trying to focus on one to use a counterattack or something. I noticed while playing this version of the game, I had a lot less difficulty doing that, and that's coming from somebody who hadn't played it in ages and is now trying to get back into it. I focus on this aspect of the Fidelity upgrade because I think it's important when you're actually playing a game to be able to see exactly what's going on at all times. But the visuals are pretty impressive in terms of an upgrade all around. Like when you're walking around the open world areas, you can see so much more sharpness in the distance than you could before. And these videos that I'm putting on the screen now of my gameplay are nowhere near doing it justice. You really do need to see this on a 4K TV that's very large for you to be able to see everything, and I mean everything, that's in front of you. I will say, however, that there is one downside to the upgrades that we've had on FF7 Rebirth, and that is pop-in. There's a lot more of it than I remembered there being in the first time I played through it, especially when walking around areas like Gungaga and the desert area of Corel. You'll notice things in the distance suddenly pop into existence, and I don't remember seeing that the first time. By and large though, that's a very small slight in what is genuinely an extremely impressive upgrade to the PS5 Pro versatility mode on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yes, it is purely a visual upgrade, and do I think you should go and spend £700 just to upgrade a single game? No, absolutely not. But if you are getting a PS5 Pro, like I have for the purposes of all sorts of different games, you're going to be really pleasantly surprised by what this has done for this game. Honestly, the only thing I'm really confused about now is the fact that Final Fantasy XVI didn't get a similar upgrade to what Final Fantasy VII Rebirth has had, because I want to play that game at 60 frames per second on a visual fidelity mode. I'd certainly have an easier time of it than I did with the PC version, because when I played the PC version, it kind of blew up my PC. So yeah, I'm actually now really looking forward to playing through Final Fantasy VII Rebirth again on its hardest difficulties and doing all the Chadley missions, etc. Just because this new coat of paint really does bring it to life in a way I wasn't expecting. Anyways, that's all from me. I thought I would just share my thoughts on the PS5 Pro upgrade for FF7 Rebirth. I'm sure I'm going to be experimenting with other games with this upgrade as well, so if you like what you've seen here today, then consider leaving a like or subscribing to the channel. It would be massively appreciated. Do you have a PS5 Pro? Do you plan on getting a PS5 Pro? Let me know in the comments below, and if you're not sure what to say, just type the word algorithm. It helps with engagement like you wouldn't believe. And on that note, I shall love you and leave you. All of my links are in the description box below, including my Twitch where you can watch me playing these games live. I've actually just started a TikTok account that is growing extremely quickly, which is mildly terrifying, so you can come and find me over on there as well. And if you want to support the channel further, I have my Patreon link in the description box below, as well as my Etsy store where I sell art prints. So thank you all very much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Take care.